Hey everybody, welcome. It's Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy. Welcome to the video. I've got a question for you. Can custom fitting your golf irons make you hit the ball straighter? Stay tuned, I'll tell you all about it. So, there's the question. If you go for a custom fit, here's the scenario. You go for a custom fitting, you fancy a new set of irons. Let's presume that we're talking right-handed golfers when we talk about what we're going to talk about today. You are the type of golfer who hits the ball left to right with either a slice or a fade, and you want to eliminate that or make it better or smaller, about a movement on the ball. You want to hit the ball straighter. Can setting up a club in a specific way help you hit the ball straighter? Short answer is yes. The long answer, is it the right thing to do? The reason I mention this is that I have two hats I'm wearing here. I'm a custom fitter and I'm also a golf coach. Now my golf coach head says, if you're the sort of golfer who here say hits a slice, what's going on in your golf swing? Well, you probably know this. There's lots of reasons you can hit a slice or a big fade. Typically speaking, and there'll be people out there who'll say, oh, hold on a minute, there's other ways you can do this, and I totally get this. This is the general way which we see golfers hit slices or fades. What happens is the swing path, think of swing path as the downswing, okay, and think of it as the direction of travel. For generally speaking, someone who slices the ball will get up to the top, could be in a good position at the top, and then deliver the club out to in. So swinging across the body, swinging left of target, exiting left of target. With the club face, which is arguably one of the most important things that's going on in the golf swing, the club face as it hits the golf ball is open to the direction it's travelling in. Now that's a lot to take in. Let's just go through that one more time. We're swinging the golf club out to in, with the club face at the moment of impact open to the direction the club's travelling in. That creates is slice spin, side spin. The ball would generally start left of target, okay, and then because of the side spin, finish maybe back on target with a fade, or a slice is going to finish right of your intended target. That's what happens. So there's the mechanics of the golf swing. The big question is, could we do something to the golf club during a custom fitting to counteract what's going on? So one thing we could do, first of all, we can look at shafts. If you're a golfer, let's just say, who delivers the club at 80 miles an hour of club head speed at impact, we're always talking at impact here, and you're using shafts that are too stiff. The club, basically, if you saw this in slow motion, the club head lags behind. It can't quite catch up, and it comes into the ball a little bit open. So one thing that we can do from a fitting perspective is make the shaft a little bit softer, i.e. the flex of the shaft, not quite as stiff. That is going to help the club head catch up a little bit and helpfully square the club face up. Now, it's not a precise science, this, but it's something that we can think about. But for me, the biggest thing we can do is look at the lie angle. So those of you who are not too familiar with what lie angle is, we'll put some little diagrams up as we're talking about it. Remember, this is all happening again at impact. What's this club doing as you strike the golf ball? We would describe this position at impact. See how the toe of the club's coming off the ground, my back of my hands representing the turf. That's what we'd call an upright position. Generally what happens when we strike the ball where the lie's too upright is this bit of the club, the heel, hits the ground first and closes the club face and makes us pull the shot. If we're swinging on a good sort of direction, if our swing paths are not too out of kilter. The opposite to that would be a flat delivery lie angle, where the toe of the club hits the ground first, thus opening the club face, potentially sending the ball off to the right. So this throws up a nice little interesting scenario. For the slicer or fader, who generally would deliver the club face at impact a little bit open, if we make the club lie angle a little bit more upright, so let's just say that that is standard lie. Now, if I had the clubs made slightly more upright, maybe a degree or 2 degrees upright, that is going to counter the club face potentially opening and keep it a little bit squarer. Now, I've said this is not a precise science, but from my experience as a fitter, these little adjustments, maybe changing the shaft flex, excuse me, maybe changing the lie angle, making it a little bit more upright, can help the golfer counteract his problem. Now, the other side of the coin is to say, well, you're just firefighting. You're papering over the cracks here. You're using skullduggery. You know, you're smoke and mirrors to try and cure the problem. Where what you should be doing is going to a golf coach and sorting out your swing path. Stop it going from out to in. Make that swing path a little bit more neutral. Learn how to deliver that club back to the ball a little bit squarer. But not all golfers want to do that. Not all golfers have the time, the money, or the inclination to change the golf swings. So they want to keep swinging it the way that they've swung it, but just let the clubs try and help them. So that's the other side of the coin. Interesting, isn't it? So what we're going to do in a minute is we're going to hit some shots. And I'm going to show you, as I hit some golf balls, how the lie angles and the way which I can deliver that club can help me change the shape of the shot. Let's dive in and hit some. Okay, so here's a scenario. I'm a slicer of the ball, and I'm actually the counter opposite of a slicer. I'm a big drawer of the ball. I overdraw it. But I'm going to try and pretend I'm a slicer. So here I am. I'm on my GC2 launch monitor, which is going to measure swing path, it's going to measure club face at impact. Now I'm going to have to really exaggerate things here to try and hit myself a little bit of a fade. So I'm going to open up my stance. This is what slicers do, isn't it? They aim left of target because they know the ball's going to kind of swing back to the right. So they aim left, and I'm going to try and deliver this club face out to him, but keep the club face open at impact. And that's about as much as I can move a ball. Let's just see what these numbers tell us. Okay, that's not bad. It's kind of what I was after. Hope you can see this number up here. This is my club path or swing path, which is swinging 8 degrees out to in. Now, I'm the golfer who's saying, yeah, I can't change that. I've been doing it too long. Remember, the club face is open at this stage to the swing path. So we just zoom in and have a little look at the club face. So the club's coming into the ball. Let's do it from this angle. Let's say that's a square club face, okay? And this is open. Now, potentially, if we make the lie of this club a little bit more upright, i.e. bend the club so it sits a little bit more upright, that is going to counter the club face opening up. It's going to try and keep that a little bit squarer, which for a slicer would lose some of that side spin and help that club square up. Now, there's all sorts of counter arguments here. You could look at this swing here and say, hold on a minute. If you're swinging 8 degrees out to in, i.e. left, and your club comes in square, you hit a pull. Now that's no better than the slice, is it? So I know, as I keep saying, this is not a precise science, but it's something to think about when you go for a club fitting. Having these tiny little adjustments, the softer shaft, the lie angles kind of tweaked to counteract your problem. And the other thing is grip size. Very much overlooked in my estimation as a fitter. Club grip size can definitely influence how our hands react, release. There's this whole mythical thing about releasing the golf club, and there'll be golfers who say, you shouldn't release it, you should just let the body rotation control release. And then there'll be other golfers saying, yeah, you've got to release the hands and the forearms. So again, turning this on its head, if you're an overdrawer, a hooker of the ball, and you fight this right to left shot, I can hit one of those for you, no problem. Start it out right, send it out there, and then let the draw spin kick in. I'm attacking the ball there from in to out. I'm releasing the club hard, shutting the face down. Okay, and I want to try and control club face a little bit more. I could do the opposite to what I did for the fader or the slicer. I could use a stiffer shaft, okay? I could take the lie angles, and I could make the lie angles of my club a little bit flatter to counteract that face opening. And I could use thicker grips, because the thicker grip is going to potentially stop me releasing the club as hard or as quickly. So you see what I'm getting at here? It's an area which you don't see a lot of people talking about too much on YouTube, I don't think. There are videos out there on the subject, but it's an interesting topic. And I'd just like to get your thoughts on it. Is this something that you've done? Is this something that you've done to your own irons? You've tweaked something, the shaft, the grip, the lie angle, to help counteract your bad shot? Post comments down below. I'll be very interested to see what you think. Anyway, that's about it for today. I think I've rambled on for far too long as usual. Thanks for watching the video. Happy New Year to you, which should be here very soon, if not already here as you're watching the video. If you're new to the channel, let's try and grow the channel a bit this year. Hit that subscribe button, and if you think the video is any good, give it a little thumbs up. Thanks a lot. My name's Andrew Ainsworth. Bye for now.